Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money. Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Talk MMA. I'm Colby.
I'm Brodie.
And tonight we're going to be doing our deep analysis and breakdown on UFC Fight Night Vegas 113, Bautista versus Oliveira. First fight night of the Paramount era. And real quick, man, if you guys have been enjoying the content we've been putting out, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, come hang out, let's make some money, and let's talk MMA.
All right. First fight of the night is Priscilla Cachoeira taking on Claudia Sygula. Priscilla Cachoeira is 5-7 in the UFC, 13-7 in her career, 2-3 in her last 5, coming off getting knocked out in round 1 by Jocelyn Edwards. Cachoeira is a fun and powerful striker. She brings heavy pressure, throwing hard sometimes a little too hard, overthrowing and getting herself off balance, which could lean for getting herself taken down. She is always looking for that KO. Her ground game isn't the greatest. If she's taken down, she is prone to submissions, having 4 losses coming by way of sub. On the other side, Claudia Sygula is 1-1 in the UFC, 7-2 in her career, 4-1 in her last 5, coming off a decision win over Irina Alekseeva. It was her first UFC win. Sygula is a striker, not the highest level. She likes to dance on the outside, tap away. She will engage at times, though, looking for a clinch. She likes to go for some body lock trip takedowns. She does have 1 submission win in her career, along with 2 knockouts. So I think Sygula, her keys to win here is to go for subs. She needs to get the takedowns, get the submissions, not get sucked into the firefight. But she was taken down by Melissa Mullins, which proves her wrestling game might not be the highest level. Cachoeira does have a negative strike differential at -4. She's there to be hit, but she has been working with Amanda Nunes. She's fought way better competition, the likes of Jocelyn Edwards, Jasmine Jadavicius, Miranda Maverick. But at this point, she might be KO or bust, and they usually come round 1. So I'm going to probably be taking Priscilla Cachoeira round 1 KO here.
I think you said it perfect, Brodie. Priscilla, she's known for that raw power and aggression. She swings so hard. You could see it in her eyes. She fights emotionally. And she does have defensive lapse, and it costs her fights multiple times. She overthrows. She's able to be taken down, and she gasses out. That being said, she is always a knockout threat. Claudia, on paper, should be the more technical, composed striker. Should be a little bit better defensively and able to mix in the grappling, something Priscilla doesn't have. It's ironic, though. Priscilla's nickname is the Zombie Girl. I think Claudia is going to be looking like a zombie girl if she can't get the takedown. She's going to be reaching out, trying to grab her. And if you're reaching out, trying to grab somebody like Priscilla Cachoeira, she's going to find your chin. She's going to knock you out. And, you know, if Cachoeira lands, everything changes. It doesn't matter if they're women's 135. Everything changes. So Sygula really has to stay disciplined here. She has to try to either keep the distance or be all the way in, but I don't think you want a firefight like that with Priscilla. And sometimes when it comes down to a women's fight, all it takes is the more aggressive fighter and who's really willing to bite down on their mouth guard and just let them fly. They are fighting in Vegas too, so Vegas isn't really going to care too much about the wrestling. And I think a good way to put this fight is Cachoeira only needs 1, Claudia needs 25. And I think Cachoeira is going to find the chin. I think she's going to be able to get her out of there in 1. So my official pick was definitely going to be Priscilla, probably by way of knockout.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Anything else you want to add on to that, Brodie?
I think I'm good with that one. Let's head on up the card.
All right, moving up, we've got Gafurov facing Jacob Wiklacz. Jacob Wiklacz coming off his debut win over Patchy Mix. Rate that as you want. He's 4-1 in his last 5. He could be pretty dangerous, man. He's a methodic grappler. He's got pretty good control and positional awareness. He's got a real submission threat too. It's like I said, it's hard to rate his win over Patchy Mix. And when it came to the boxing, they seemed kind of toe-to-toe, and I can't rate that high after seeing Patchy's immediate failure and departure from the UFC. He's going to be going up against Muin Gafurov. He's 3-2 in his last 5. He's a high-paced, aggressive striker. He likes to push you backward, and he can be hittable, but I don't think Jacob is too much of a threat on the feet. He's very, very dangerous early. Very dangerous early. So I think the question here is going to be, can Jacob survive the early storm? I don't think he can. And it's probably going to be about who sets the tempo of this fight. It's going to be like a chess match. And I think if Muin is able to go out there and assert his dominance early and get some respect with some low kicks and maybe land a hard punch, he'll be able to get Jacob out of there. So official prediction going to be Muin Gafurov. Probably decision. Jacob's really tough. I'll give that to him.
Yeah, I'm on your side with that. I mean, Gafurov's takedown defense is staying strong at a 70%. He was gillied by Saeed because he chose to engage in wrestling where he shouldn't have. And this is another one of those fights. He has to avoid the wrestling. He just has to stick to striking, and I think he's going to finish. He could probably finish this fight. Jacob has been knocked out twice before.
Why is he gray? Is he really gray?
Because he's from Tajikistan, brother.
It's Caucasian, all right.
Jacob will have the longer reach. He is, I mean, they're the same age, but Jacob will have the longer reach. I don't rate that win over Patchy Mix that great. That fight probably could have went either way, honestly. But Jacob seems to be a sub or bust. It's all if Gafurov shoots for the takedowns, then Jacob gets a sub. If Gafurov keeps it on the feet, Jacob gets pieced up and Gafurov wins a decision or gets a knockout late. But yeah, I think Gafurov's the way to take it.
I like it.
Moving up the card, we got Cong Wang versus Eduarda Moura. Cong Wang 3-1 in the UFC, 8-1 in her career, 4-1 in her last 5, coming off a decision win against Irina Lipski. Cong is a clean, high-volume kickboxer, landing over 7 significant strikes a minute, has a popping shots that are fast, accurate, and hard. She's beaten the likes of Valentina Shevchenko in kickboxing back in 2015. Her one loss comes by way of submission by Gabriela Fernandez, who first dropped Cong before grabbing a hold of Kong's neck. And that's important because you will see Cong Wang's takedown defense is a miraculous 100%. She had never been taken down. On the other side, Eduarda Moura, 3-1 in the UFC, 12-1 in her career, 4-1 in her last 5, coming off a decision win over Lauren Murphy. Moura is aggressive grappler, averaging about 3 takedowns a fight. She's a sloppy striking. It's just pretty much there to set up her takedowns. She started getting walked down in her last fight, though, in the 3rd round, showing her cardio issues might still be there from when she was at 115. This fight, if Moura wants to win, she needs the takedowns. Her striking's too sloppy to hang in there with Cong Wang. Submission could be her only way here to win. Cong just needs to keep it on the feet. With her elite striking, Moura will get pieced up real bad. Cong Wang could possibly get a knockout, although I don't think Moura's ever been finished before. No, she hasn't, but everyone's never been finished until they have. Keep it on the feet long enough. I think Moura will look for a way out, and I think Cong will give it to her.
Yeah, man, you said it perfect. You said it perfect. It's really going to be control versus chaos in this fight, and I think Cong Wang is going to have no problem taking control. She is such a clean, technical striker. She beat Valentina multiple times. I believe it was twice. Her fundamentals are just perfect, and sometimes that's all you need when it comes to fighting. She's so composed, and I'm going to say something similar to what I said last card. She's going to be looking for minutes while Moura is looking for moments, because Moura needs those moments. Cong Wang likes to build rounds and not rush the finish. So be careful about that too if you're betting the KO, because she could easily just pick her apart for 15 minutes. Eduarda Moura is, you're right, she's a more aggressive submission hunter. She's really the only one that's going to be trying to shoot a takedown here. Cong Wang's not going to shoot a takedown, and the only path to victory I see for Moura is if Cong Wang somehow overthrows, but Moura's way more likely to overthrow than Cong Wang in the first place. So, I mean, easy pick, man. Give me Cong Wang. I think her path of victory is probably going to be a decision.
I could see it.
Should be a fun outing, though, for Cong Wang. Oh, side note. The knockdown was like a flash KO too, so it was really really fast into that sub. So like you said, she hadn't been taken down, and I don't think Moura's gonna do it either.
Yeah, I don't think Moura has the raw power for that.
No. Moving up, what was supposed to be Said Nurmagomedov versus J.Basharat has been called off because of some visa issues for Said. So instead, we've got Gianni Vasquez stepping up on short notice. He's riding some pretty serious regional MMA momentum, man. It's over at United. Up Next Fighting. I haven't heard of it. He does have some good momentum going over there. He's 5-0 in his last 5. He's a really, really aggressive starter. He fights like a Mexican. You'll see. He's confident. He's loose. And this is by large and far the biggest stage of his career. J.Basharat, he's a pretty technically sound striker. He's coming off a devastating KO loss to Ricky Simone in the first round. Typically, though, he uses his footwork and his jab well to find his way to a decision. And he knows he needs a clean performance to kind of regain some momentum. I don't know. Yanni's also a 125er. And they're going to be fighting at 135. So he's short notice, about 2 days short notice, moving up a weight class. And the thing with short notice fights, though, man, is sometimes that short notice fighter has nothing to lose. Because win or lose, they're getting praised for stepping in. So I think he's really, really, really going to be dangerous early here. I think he's really going to be trying to get the finish. But I think that Basharat's UFC experience and his awareness is probably going to lead him to get a decision victory.
Yeah, I mean, I had Said over the Basharat in that fight.
I did too.
It was going to be a quick sub. Here, everything changes a bit. Short notice opponent, 2 days. Like you said, UFC experience to none at all. You got to lean towards that. He is a Basharat brother. He might be the worst of the two, but he's still a Basharat brother. He has to know some tricks. It's just his chin. I mean, Vasquez has been getting knockouts on the regionals. How strong are his fists? How
Can
durable
the
is
power transfer
Basharat?
to 135 is a good question, too.
That is a good question.
He's moving up at short notice, only a couple of days. I don't think he's ever fought at 135 before.
And he has to fly here too. Was he already? No, he has to fly to Vegas too, doesn't he still? Oh, that travel's gonna suck. Yeah, you gotta lean towards Basharat.
Yeah.
Like you said, Vasquez could be dangerous early, but Basharat decision seems to be the most likely outcome.
Yeah, it seems it has to be at this point, but we'll see. I'm excited to see Gianni come in, and who knows, man? You never know. You never know. We've seen
I will say,
crazier.
Basharat hasn't won a fight in 3 years.
No, he hasn't. And he knows he needs a win here, so... And this will directly affect the outcome of the later Basharat fight. I believe it will. I don't think they should be
I'm
fighting
not
on
sure
the
if it
same
will.
card.
I think if Basharat loses this, they cut him.
Probably. Alright, you get started on this one, Brodie. I will be right back.
You got it. Moving on up the card, we got Bruna Brazil versus Ketlin Souza. Bruna Brazil is 3-3 in the UFC, 11-5-1 in her career, and 3-2 in her last 5, coming off a decision win over Ming Shi. Brazil is a solid and creative striker who mixes up the BJJ-type takedowns, has poor striking D, which shows that she's there to be hit with a striking differential of a -1. She's tough and durable, but has changed since joining the Fighting Nerds. She went from more of a relying on her power to becoming more of a clean technical striker, where it seems her power might finally be gone. On the other side, we got Ketlin Souza. 2-3 in the UFC, 15-6 in her career, 2-3 in her last 5, coming off a split decision loss to Piera Rodriguez. She had another close split decision loss before that fight to Angela Hill that could have gone either way. Souza is an aggressive, powerful, and dangerous, given a one to get one type of striker, who is always moving forward. She has 9 KO wins with 4 in the first round and 3 in the third. She was, however, taken down 7 times in her last fight. Souza here needs to be the bully. Not let Bruna breathe. She needs to have the constant pressure. She's been training with Team Hebas to hopefully tighten things up a little bit. Brazil needs to use her range, keep the distance, needs to up her volume a bit because Souza does throw a little more, but she will be there to be hit back. You can find the chin. You just got to find that power and gain some respect to push Souza off of you. However, I don't think Brazil has that power anymore, so I'm gonna go Souza to get this done decision.
I like it, man. Bruna Brazil, she used to be something, man. She has that Muay Thai base, the good kicks. She had really good, like, flowy striking, and I feel like now she's trying too hard to be like the rest of the fighting nerds, you know? And she just can't be herself. And she tends to stand just straight up now, and that's never good for anybody, especially if you're fighting a good striker like Ketlin Souza. Souza's so strong for a 115-pound woman, man. I think she's going to be able to mix in these takedowns. I think she's going to be able to find the clinch control. It's really going to be a range striker versus a pressure grappler. I know I was saying earlier that I think the judges are going to definitely be favoring striking. I don't think Bruna's going to be able to get a whole lot of it off. I think she's going to get outstruck, outgrappled, and outcontrolled. So I got to take Ketlin Souza. The fight comes down to geography. It's going to be the striking range favoring Brazil and the ground game and clinch work favoring Ketlin Souza. Even though Brazil has that Muay Thai base, she's not that great in clinches. And I think if she eats a couple of body shots from someone like Ketlin Souza, who's so strong, she's going to have a hard time wanting to throw back. And if she gets taken down, she'll probably accept the position.
Yeah.
So give me
I agree.
Ketlin Souza. Decision. I wouldn't be shocked if she finishes her, but probably decision.
Wouldn't be either. Bruna has been knocked out 3 times before.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Do you hear that? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Do you know what that is? Whoop. That's my fight of the night siren going off. This has fight of the night potential written all over it, man. Nico Price versus Nikolai Veritinikov. This is going to be fun. Veritinikov is 3-2 in his last 5. Well, where are my notes at here? He's 3-2 in his last 5. He's very, very strong. He's a physical striker. He's got a good size for the division. He's big for welterweight. He's going to want to keep this fight upright and completely controlled. We don't know a whole lot about him. We know he came in and got completely out-wrestled by, blanking on his name now.
Vanderford?
Yep, by Vanderford, Paige Van Zant's man. And he just looked terrible. Nico Price isn't exactly going to want to do that. Nico Price comes out and just wants to have a good fight, and he's not afraid to either. He's 1-4 in his last 5. He's one of the most unpredictable fighters on the roster. He's known for wild knockouts. He has hammer fist finishes from the bottom, and he controls those chaotic moments. That's where Nico Price thrives. That's also why Nico Price is 1-4 in his last 5, because he's not afraid to get into those chaotic moments. His durability and his defense has definitely declined over the years. He's not in his prime by any means, but he's always dangerous, even when he's losing. Price doesn't need momentum to change to win a fight. He just needs a moment, you know? So I think this fight is a lot closer than the odds makers think, but Veritinikov has more potential to stick to the game plan and to stay composed. But with Nico Price, man, you're not always safe. That being said, give me Nico Price to win this fight. I like it. Give me Nico Price to win this fight. That's my official decision right now. I'm willing to put that one on there. I don't even know what the odds are. I know he's definitely a big underdog. But give me Nico Price to get this done.
I'm on your side here too.
Really?
If you lose on the Contender Series, I don't think you should be in the UFC, and that's what Veritinikov did. He lost on the Contender Series, still got a contract somehow. Maybe they called him in on a couple days after that, like, "Oh, you did good. Come fight this guy." Yeah, no, I don't think he should be in here. What is it? His one win is against Prado. Is that Francisco Prado?
I believe so.
I mean, babyface Francisco Prado. Am I thinking of the same guy? One second. But Price, you're right. He has a weird striking. He can find KOs almost from anywhere. Yeah, he beat Francisco Prado by split decision. All right. Yeah, Francisco Prado's not the greatest.
Yeah.
All right. These guys are both 36 years old, even though Veritinikov looks younger. Way younger than that compared to Price. Price looks like an old man at this age from all the shots he's taken. But they're both on short notice.
2-1 on his significant strikes too. Nico Price.
Veritinikov's on like a 10 to 14 day notice. Price on like a 5, 6. It's a short notice fight. It's gonna be a fun fight. But yeah, I gotta go with Price. The more experience, he has more UFC wins. Hopefully, he doesn't screw it up. Maybe finds a win here so he doesn't get cut because this is his last fight on his contract.
Yeah.
So we'll see
what
if he
happens. Loses this, he'd be
cut.
Yeah, 1-5 in his last 6. That'd be bad.
This is a job fight.
Yeah, he needs this win.
They both needed this one, I feel like. Loser here gets cut for new people coming into the Contender Series this year.
Probably, because Veritinikov hasn't really been impressive at all to me, so...
No, he hasn't. He has a split decision win against Francisco Prado. That's his only UFC win.
All right, you heard it here first. Nico Price getting it done. Probably... I feel like it's got to be a knockout. Like, I feel like... I don't think he beats him by decision.
It could be a split decision.
Yeah.
But I do like the knockout call.
Give me Nico Price as the pick, and probably just decision or KO. KO would go crazy. Someone who has impressed me in the UFC. Moving up, we got Alex Moreno versus Daniil Donchenko, and if you guys don't know, you're gonna learn Saturday night. I promise you. Daniil's a welterweight. We're gonna start with Daniil here. Coming from the Ultimate Fighter, and I kind of just happened to tune into it this year. I was like, oh, they're doing a new season, let me check it out. And I fell in love with this kid, man. He's very unique. He's very impressive. He's obviously a newer face to the UFC, another fighter with some good regional momentum. He is so physically imposing, and that paired with being a pressure striker and just the power that he carries, he's able to overwhelm people, no problem. And he really, really likes to dictate the pace of the fight. But he's not that proven yet in higher ranked UFC fights or with anybody who's kind of been around. You know, Alex Moreno, on the other hand, on paper, I'll say probably the better fighter. But he doesn't put everything together properly. He doesn't think right. He has very low fight IQ. He's fought over 15 times in the UFC, but every time you see him fight, it looks like it's his first time. He's known for his toughness. He's known for his like adaptability and his grappling. He's a 3rd degree black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's one of the best grapplers in the UFC. He doesn't use it that often. He's willing to just stand and bang, and he's said that before in a post-fight interview. He's like, I just want to give the crowd... What did he say? He said, I want to stand and bang like the good Lord intended. That's what he said. And if you want to stand and bang with Daniil Donchenko, you're getting knocked out in the first round. I'm sorry. You know, Moreno's seen everything. So I think it's going to be down to, can Daniil keep this clean enough to avoid some of those traps? And I think Daniil's going to flatline this dude. He's 11 years younger. He hits so hard. And I think he's going to have no problem finding the chin because I think Alex Moreno is going to serve it to him on a silver platter in the first round. Give me Daniil Donchenko by KO.
Give me Daniil Donchenko by KO. You couldn't say it better myself. I mean, Daniil's gonna destroy Moreno here. If Moreno wants to stand and bang like the good Lord intended, he's gonna get knocked out. Flatlined, those elbows are coming in. He's gonna be a bloody mess by the end of it. Daniil carries a 6 strikes a minute, which might be
8.76. Tapology says.
okay. Holy, so that's even more.
And they're hard hits, man. They're hard hits.
He's a little slow, but with the age gap here, 11 years, he should be faster. Even at 24, he should be faster here against a 35-year-old Alex Moreno. He should not be the faster fighter. Yeah, I don't see how Daniil loses this. Unless Moreno somehow changes up his fight IQ and decides I'm gonna grapple instead, and we'll see what happens. But
if Moreno gets a dominant position on the ground, I don't think it ends very well for Daniil. But we don't know yet. He's still so young in his career. Decent amount of fights on the regional scene, but he's just a boy, man. He is only 24. And you never know. Things change when you really get into the UFC. But I think he's all he's cracked up to be and then some. I'm very high on this kid.
I'm with you on that. Daniil Donchenko, KO.
Daniil Donchenko, KO.
Moving on up the card, we are at the main card opener. We got Dustin Jacoby taking on Julius Walker. Dustin Jacoby 9-6-1 in the UFC, 29-1 in his career, 5-2 in his last 5. Coming off back-to-back KO wins over Bruno Lopez and Vitor Petrino. Jacoby is a powerful and technical kickboxer, brings high volume, landing about 5 significant strikes a minute. He will make you pay for takedowns. He'll catch you on the way in, and he'll catch you on the way out. He's been in the game for years, but he has a weird track record of winning when he shouldn't and losing of winning when he shouldn't and losing when he shouldn't. Vegas odds are weird. So whenever he's a favorite, he's losing. Whenever he's a underdog, he seems to win. It's a short notice step in, but it shouldn't matter because it was only last week where he was supposed to fight Jimmy Crute. Compared to Jimmy Crute, I think Julius Walker is a cakewalk for Jacoby. Julius Walker on the other side, 1-1 in the UFC, 7-1 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5, coming off a very poor performance decision win over a non-UFC level Rafael Sygula. Walker said in that fight he was dealing with some personal issues, but he just looked terrible. Walker is a wrestler, landing between 4 to 5 takedowns per fight. He wants to take you down, unleash ground and pound, or find a quick submission. But he tends to be a blanket lately and just smother his opponent. He's a raw athlete, and he relies a lot on that pure athleticism to carry him through his career. Walker can be backed up, though. He doesn't like pressure as much as he doesn't like pressure much. Has some power in his hands, but not enough for this fight. He's only been pro for 2 years, and there's tons of holes in his game. So Walker's going to need the takedowns and do something with them. Because we're in Vegas, they don't care you just get the takedowns. You have to do something. He has to avoid the power of Jacoby because he carries a lot of it and not tire out. Hopefully he improved his cardio because he looked so tired in that second round against Sygula. In the third round, what was even worse. Jacoby just needs to keep up his takedown defense, avoid the takedowns, keep things at his tempo. He's fought at high levels for years. He's fought way better competition. And like I said before, he was supposed to fight Crute last week. Crute tore his ACL, I think it blew. Oh. So now he fights Walker. This is an easier fight. A way easier fight, in my opinion. Give me Justin Jacoby, round 1 or 2.
Yeah, I like it, man. I'm definitely going to be taking the same call as you. I've been thinking that as soon as this fight got announced. Walker, he's young, very young in his career, 26, only been pro for 2 years, like you said, and he seems to be gaining some confidence pretty quick, and I think he's going to lose it just as fast when he fights Dustin Jacoby this weekend. Dustin has that veteran awareness. I think the age factor here is actually going to help him in this fight. You know, he's not as effective in the chaos, but he's going to be looking for a kickboxing match while Walker spends 15 minutes looking for a moment that I don't think he finds. He is athletic. He's very, very athletic, and he thrives when the fight gets messy, but I don't think the fight's going to go on long enough to get messy. I don't have a whole lot to say about it. I was not impressed with that decision win, if that's what you want to call it, over Sakara. You should be knocking him out at this point. Especially you're 26. Come on. Where's that power? Yeah, give me Dustin Jacoby to get it done. One or two. Probably one, but one or two.
Moving up the card, we got F.Basharat taking on Jin Matsumoto.
Hey.
Jin Matsumoto, 3-1 in the UFC, 17-1 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5, coming off a split decision win over Miles Johns, and it was the best Miles Johns has looked so far at his age. Matsumoto, well-rounded everywhere, has black belts in multiple different martial arts. All right, this man is a striker. He is aggressive. He is talented. He is a creative striker. He's tough. He's durable. His one loss in the UFC, his one loss in his career is to Rob Font, which he won that fight. He didn't lose that. What the hell was that? Rob Font got his ass kicked. Matsumoto won that fight, in my opinion. All right, I think he won. Matsumoto brings heavy power Muay Thai. He holds his ground. His striking does kind of suck, but he's a dog. He's got the dog in him. All right, F.Basharat on the other side, 5-0 in the UFC, 14-0 in his career, obviously 5-0 in his last 5. Coming off a decision win against Cruz Gutierrez, where he did kind of start slowing down a bit in round 3. F.Basharat is the better of the two brothers. He's a technical kickboxer who likes to mix in the takedowns. He can be unpredictable and has a wide taekwondo stance, and he tends to throw a lot of kicks. Basharat's keys to victory here, he needs to work in the takedowns and do something with them. We're in Vegas. Just keep that in mind, guys. If he does nothing with takedowns, they're not going to matter. He does tend to tire out in later rounds, so the later this round goes, the later this fight goes, Matsumoto has the advantage here. Matsumoto needs to keep this fight chaotic to win. He's fought way better competition. Miles Johns, Rob Font, his last 2 fights, better than Farid. Better than the people Farid's fought. And use his gas tank to his advantage. Matsumoto has a way better gas tank. His cardio is way better here than Basharat's. Use it to your advantage. Use your speed. Be in and out. Tag him up. Knock him out. But G Matsumoto, why play anything else besides the money line when he's this big of a dog?
And if you guys don't think Brodie's confident, please check out our latest reel, and you can see just how confident Brodie is on Jin Matsumoto. You said it perfect, man. He's got a well-rounded skill set. He's comfortable everywhere. This is Matsumoto we're talking about. He's patient. He's composed. He's got a really good submission game, and he doesn't make that many mistakes. It's really hard to catch him lacking. F.Basharat, on the other hand, his fight IQ is really good. So if there's somebody that's gonna find Matsumoto making a mistake, it would be F.Basharat. I don't think that mistake's gonna be there to find, though. I think Matsumoto is hard pressed on never losing again, or at least never letting a fight go to a decision again, because he knows he could get robbed again. It's what happened last time. It's a really good prospect versus prospect matchup. And I think it's going to come down to who breaks first. Matsumoto's not going to break. We've seen F.Basharat break bad. And the fact that you have Chris Gutierrez on top of you, raining down elbows in the third, Matsumoto will finish you if he's on top of you in the third. He's absolutely a future top 15. And I don't know if it's a hate pick. I don't know how so many people aren't picking Matsumoto. Like, I feel like the lonely leaf blown in the wind here with you, Brodie. So give me Gene Matsumoto. Just give me the money line. You know,
People got to remember, everyone eventually goes.
yeah, this is a quiet fight with some pretty loud implications. You know, it's gonna. I think it'll be good, and I think Matsumoto could get him out of there. I wouldn't be shocked if he submitted him.
Gene Matsumoto, my underdog lock of this card.
Locked. Love it, man. Moving up, I'm excited for this one. It's gonna be fireworks. Michael Oleksiejcuk going up against Marc-Andre Barriault. I know Michael kisses that hand goodnight every single night when he goes to bed, lays it down on a little pillow, and makes sure it's comfortable. There is so much power in that left hand. It's crazy. It is crazy. He's so fast. He's so aggressive. And he just looks to overwhelm his opponent as early as possible. He obviously prefers striking battles, but he's actually kind of a momentum-based fighter. He'll pick up as the fight goes on if you let it go that long against him. And the power bar, man, Marc-Andre, he used to be known for being so durable and having a chin, but I think that time is just far, far past him. He needs chaos to win. I don't think that helps him, though, with his chin being the way it is. If there's any chaos, he's going to get clipped. He used to be able to absorb so much damage and just keep pushing. He's not going to be able to absorb the damage that Oleksiejcuk is throwing at him. I meant to mention Oleksiejcuk 3-2 in his last 5. Barriault 2-3 in his last 5. Oleksiejcuk wants a quick, fast-paced fight, and Marc-Andre Barriault's going to be looking for an all-out war. And when the battle is all said and done, I think Michael Oleksiejcuk wins this war in the first round. So, official pick, Oleksiejcuk, probably first round KO.
Couldn't agree more. Jacek around 1 KO. He's on a round 1 KO streak, beating Dumas and GM3 in the first round his last 2 fights. Really changed up his striking since joining the Fighting Nerds. He's not so much... His IQ starting to pick up. He's not following people to the ground anymore like he used to. Like he did with Kevin Holland and got subbed real fast. But Barriault's chin, I agree it's not there. You guys can't look at his fight with Shara. Shara doesn't put that much pop into his punches to really knock somebody out. They both went to decision with Shara. It's not really... Shara goes to decision usually with everybody.
Yeah.
This is going to end in a knockout. This is going to end in Barriault's chin getting broken. Got knocked out by Stoltzfus. Got knocked out by Pfeiffer. I see a knockout from Oleksiejcuk incoming.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 3 in a row for Oleksiejcuk. 3 knockouts in a row.
3 knockouts in a row. Oleksiejcuk around 1 KO. I think I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fast fight.
Yeah, it's not going to be long. I wouldn't be shocked if it goes under half a round.
Moving on up the card, we have the featured fight of the night. Jailton Almeida versus Rizvan Kuniev. Almeida is 8-2 in the UFC, 22-4 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5, coming off a decision loss to Volkov where he got the takedowns. He got 6 of them in 8 minutes of control time. But it was Vegas, baby. So he did nothing with them. Didn't matter at all. Almeida's a wrestler, a grappler. His main goal is to get you to the ground, work for a submission, coming in with 13 submission wins in his whole career. He's a wrestling monster. He will blast a double leg and get you to the ground. He does have some random on occasion power. His striking isn't the greatest and tends to be low volume, even when he's on top, even when with top control on the ground. Still a little bit of low volume. Kuniev 0-1 in the UFC, 13-3 in his career, and 1. Whoa, where is it? 1-4? Do I have that right? Whoa, no. Oh, sorry, 13-3-1 in his career.
Yeah, he's 4-1 in his last 5.
Yeah, 3-1 plus 1 no contest in his last 5. Coming off a split decision loss to Curtis Blades, Kuniev is from Russia, so we know what he's here to do. Wrestle. He's a former roid user who might still be adjusting to being without him. He's going to look to move forward, swing from the hips, and then just wrestle his ass off. But that might not be the smartest move here against one of the best grapplers in the UFC heavyweight division. For Kuniev to get the win, he needs to wrestle. Well, needs to not wrestle, but counter wrestle. He needs to keep it on the feet. Almeida has been KO'd twice before. Test his chin, keep the pressure heavy, push him against the cage, smother him in that small apex cage. On the other side, Almeida, he needs to shoot first and actually do something on the ground this time. He can't smother in this fight like he did against Volkov. Hopefully he learned from that mistake. Don't settle on top. Just find the finish, ground and pound, do something. Don't just lay there. So, all that being said, Kuniev coming to wrestle against the best wrestler in this division. Give me Almeida by submission.
I like it. I like it. If Almeida gets his hands locked around you, it's gonna become his world. So Kuniev's job this fight is to not let that happen. I don't think he's gonna be able to not let that happen. I hate watching Almeida fight. He reminds me so much of Torres Finney. He's dominant though. I gotta give that to him. But he just prioritizes control so much that it comes at a cost to the viewer. And the thing with that though is it drains your opponent, and he's very, very good at it. Call it boring, it's effective though. You know, when he gets on top, typically he's going to be winning the fight. Kuniev is probably the more aggressive striker here, and he's pretty comfortable throwing volume for a heavyweight. But if he starts opening up the hands, it's going to open up the opportunities for that blast double. And Almeida will hit it, and he'll wet blanket him the whole fight. So give me Almeida. I think decision, but the sub would go crazy. He does have a lot of grappling dominance over him.
If he does wet blanket him the whole fight, do you think Kuniev could pull off the Volkov and just keep landing elbows and the judges go, all right, we give it to you because your striking's up?
I think if Kuniev gets held down the whole fight, after being held down for like 6 minutes, he'll be completely gassed out. Like you say, he's a former roid user. That takes a huge toll on your cardio. So I'm going to go Almeida decision. Brodie's going to go Almeida sub. Not super duper duper excited for that last one. I am pretty excited for this one though. We got Amir Albazi, 17-2. He's wrong notes. Here we go. Albazi 4-1 his last 5. Horiguchi 4-1 his last 5. Amir Albazi is a strong wrestler with sneaky subs. He likes to pressure forward and force the exchanges. He's pretty tough, he's durable, he's comfortable grinding it out. He sometimes can be open to absorbing a lot of damage though when he's trying to close the distance. And he's trying to reestablish himself and kind of make a name for himself again. Kyoji Horiguchi though, if you don't know, you gonna learn today. Kyoji Horiguchi 11 years ago fought Demetrius Johnson for the flyweight belt. He is no joke, man. He is good. He is surgical. He's so calm. He's got so much volume. If you guys didn't see his debut, well, his re-debut last week, or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was. When was that? No, that was before that.
Horiguchi?
Yeah. What am I thinking? I know it's 2025. Days just blend together. Anywho, he came in and just looked out of this world, man. He's veteran of multiple organizations. He's won championships at other organizations. He's got such a good way at punishing bad entries. So if you mess up trying to get in the pocket with him, you will pay for it. He will make you pay for it. He's just something to really watch out for, man. Even at 35, I think we could see another title contention from him. You know, Albazi's going to want contact, while Horiguchi's going to want space. Whoever wins that battle probably wins the whole war. And I think Horiguchi is going to have no problem setting the pace of this fight and taking care of it. It probably goes to decision, but I think he makes it very clear that he's here for a reason again, not for a paycheck. Give me Horiguchi.
I'm with you on Horiguchi. Albazi's injury report pretty much piling up at this point. Makes him very hard to trust nowadays, especially with Horiguchi coming off looking amazing against Tiger. Looked amazing. Broke him down, subbed him round 3. Very few people saw that coming. Here it seems to be more obvious. Albazi's had the heart surgeries. He's had the neck surgeries. Probably means he's not going to be the same fighter as he used to be.
That's right. He looked horrible against Brandon Moreno, man.
Yeah,
and that was
flat against Moreno.
First fight back after that surgery.
Yeah, and now he's coming back after a year and 11 months off from a neck surgery. It's going to be a worse version than he was before. So I don't see how this version would be Kyoji. So I'm going to go Kyoji Horiguchi, except I think he might find a knockout.
Yeah. I won't be shocked. We'll have to check the lines for those. Because
Albazi's
going to have... He hasn't been finished, but he's obviously not going to have a whole lot of head movement right now. And Horiguchi has no problem at finding the target and tracking you down. He's very, very, very fast, man. He's very fast. He's landing 56% of the shots he throws.
I will say the smaller cage, though, might favor Albazi a bit.
It could.
Kyoji don't have that much space to do his dance.
We'll have to see how that plays out, but I think Horiguchi makes it look easy.
I'm with you. Just playing a little bit of devil's advocate. Oh boy, here we go. This is the fight I'm most excited about. Mario Bautista taking on Vinicius Oliveira in the main event. Let's start with Vinicius, all right? Vinicius Oliveira. 4-0 in the UFC, 23-3 in his career, 5-0 in his last 5, coming off a decision win over Kyler Phillips. Oliveira is an unorthodox, extremely aggressive and creative striker. He keeps his hands down at his sides to keep his opponents guessing where the next strike is coming from and what it will be. Will it be a knee? Will it be a kick? A punch? An elbow? Nobody knows. He is pure chaos and constant pressure. He will move forward and cause chaos, which causes him to slow down later in the fight. He's very big and explosive for this weight class, cutting as much weight as he does. We were talking earlier. You said he cut 70 pounds for this.
He said he was cutting 50 pounds. 50 pounds. It was 24. Because he posted a picture on his Instagram, and it was the scale, and he said, "I still need to cut 24 kilograms before before fight day," and that's 50 pounds, a little over 50 pounds.
If that's true, that is crazy for this weight class. That cannot be good for your cardio. Which means going 5 rounds doesn't seem like something he can do, which he's never done before. He's never been to round 4, even though he's had a few 5-round fights. They've all finished early, at least from what I've seen. Besides that, he's always been looking for the finish, though. He's on a 6-fight win streak. He's not looking for it to stop anytime soon, calling out people like Umar. On the other hand, Mario Bautista, 10-3 in the UFC, 16-3 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5, coming off a decision loss to Umar, where I thought he won the fight.
That made me become a bigger fan of his.
I legitimately thought he won that fight. The flash knockdown of Umar, he might have got back up, but he dropped Umar in that round. That should have won him the round. 30-27 across the board. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was in Dubai.
But yeah, I get it. Dubai. I get it. The judges might have shown a lot of bias in that fight for Umar. But yeah, Bautista, high volume striker, landing about 5 significant strikes a minute. He pretty much never overthrows. He keeps things really, really tight and just chips away at his opponent piece by piece. He's constantly switching stances to keep his opponent guessing. Slowing down against Umar showed his cardio could be more geared for 5 rounds, showing if this gets to round 3, which I believe it does, it's all Bautista. Oliveira, to win, needs to control breathing, anticipate a long fight, and control the pace. He's most likely going to need to find a second win in this fight to push through. He was losing against Sopaj until he wasn't in the 3rd round where he got that knee KO. Bautista needs to keep the high volume, mixing some takedowns, some control times, but remember, we got to do something with it. We in Vegas, baby. Do something with it. You can't hold people against the cage like you did Aldo. That's not going to work anymore. Keep that high volume striking up, but increase your defense. You can't get hit, especially early. Avoid all the power punches coming your way. Round 3, the power's not going to be there as much if he's throwing wilds in the first 2 rounds. Let him do that round 1. Let him do that round 2. Take over round 3, 4, 5. Tire him out, and I think Bautista possibly might get a knockout, but I think a decision is a safer bet.
Yeah.
5 round cardio built in. Mario Bautista for the win.
Yeah, I like it, man. Oliveira is a problem early, and Batista's a problem late. So, like you said, I think that 3rd round is going to be the real turning point in this fight. Oliveira hits so hard. He comes out, he's looking for violence, he's looking for a quick finish. But Bautista, he's so smart. His fight IQ is great. Cardio, great. He's fought 5 rounds before. He's comfortable mixing in the striking, and the clinching, and the grappling. He's got some subtle veteran tricks for a dude who hasn't been in the game for that long. You know, the foot traps, the wrist rides, the fence work, getting Umar in a toe hold, crazy. He barely ever panics. You see him so calm all the time. Oliveira, he's just a very explosive athlete overall, and he really does carry some knockout power. And if he's really cutting that much weight, that's not going to be good for him. You're trying to weight bully, but you're hurting yourself at that point. You'll have nothing left in the tank after 2. He's a very confident striker, and he's got some creative entries, but I think Bautista is just going to be able to stay a step ahead of him. And I wouldn't be shocked if Oliveira gasses out, Bautista gets him to the ground and subs him. But Bautista, he's won everywhere. He's won by KO. He's won by submission. He's won by decision.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be shocked.
It'd be one hell of a bounce back from the Umar loss and finish Vinicius.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked about it. So official pick, give me Bautista, man. 7 days out of the week, twice on Sunday. And I think he probably gets him done. I think because of Oliveira's cardio, I think it's gonna be so bad that he just gives up the finish towards the end. We'll see if it even makes it to 4 or 5.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think he's gonna slow down pretty quick. He's gonna come out guns blazing.
Yeah, I think if he can't find the finish in the first, I think he's doomed.
Yeah, if this fight gets to round 3, it's all Bautista.
Yeah.
Even like late round 2, Bautista could start taking over. Oliveira could start gassing out a bit.
Yeah.
Oliveira's training for 5 rounds. I think he's like, I'm gonna go in there and knock him out like I do everybody.
I think he's very confident that he's not going to need 5 rounds, but I don't think that happens against Mario Bautista.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. So that being said, give us both Mario Bautista. So I think, were we in agreement on everything?
Are we?
Think so. Here, real quick, we'll run through the card one last time and just give over our predictions. So I've got Priscilla, KO.
I got Priscilla, KO.
Got Muin Gafurov, probably decision.
Gafurov decision.
Cong Wang, decision KO.
Wang decision KO.
This is now Yanni Vasquez. I'm taking Basharat, decision.
Basharat decision.
Bruno Brazil, Ketlin Souza.
Actually, hold on. I'm gonna take Basharat ITD.
Alrighty. True. He's fighting someone 10 pounds smaller than him.
10 pounds smaller than him, who's never fought in the UFC. He should get this done.
He better get it done.
Or he should get cut if he loses, dude. He should, if this goes to decision, he should get cut.
Yeah. Ketlin Souza, decision.
Souza decision.
Nico Price knocking this dude out or getting a decision.
Nico Price.
Daniil knocking this dude out, not getting a decision.
Daniil round 1 KO.
Dustin Jacoby knocking this dude out, not getting a decision.
Jacoby round 1 or 2.
Gina Matsumoto. Submission or decision. Hey.
Yeah, anyway, Gene, anyway.
Michael. KO round 1, baby.
J.Basharat KO round 1.
Almeida. Decision.
Almeida sub.
Kyoji. KO decision.
Kyoji. I want to say inside distance.
And Bautista ITD.
Bautista KO decision.
All right. I'm loving it.
So we got the same picks, a few different calls.
I like it, though. I'm really excited for this card, man. We're definitely going to be making some money. Like I said earlier, guys, if you guys have been enjoying this content, please like, share, comment, subscribe, hang out, make some money with us. Once we hit, 100, maybe 200 subs, we'll start live streaming, do a fight companion. We'll share more of our bets. Tomorrow, we're going to be making a video for the post weigh-ins, and that's when we're really, really going to be talking bets. Tonight was just picks and a general feeling for a prop. Tomorrow we're going to do real line breakdowns, look at analytics and all of that. So please join back tomorrow and let's make some money. Let's talk some more MMA tomorrow. And we'll see you guys next time.